Hi, I'm Steve at the Carmichael Workshop. Today I'm going to show you how to make some pencil holders. A while back I quickly threw together this square pencil holder. It's just 4 sides that are mitered on the corners with a plywood bottom glued in, and it's really come in handy in the shop. And these also make great gifts too. So what I thought I would do today is show you how to make 4 different styles of pencil holders. Making pencil holders is a great way to use up some of that small scrap that's in your shop. And I like to use pieces that are between 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. And I've gathered together enough pieces here to make a hexagon, a pentagon, a rectangle, and a triangle. And in general, the more sides you have to the pencil holder, the less the width needs to be of the pieces. I'm going to be using the table saw to cut all of these pieces, so I need to be able to set the table saw blade at an accurate angle. These digital angle gauges really shine on projects like these. So for the hexagon, I need to use this to set the angle of the blade to 60 degrees. For the pentagon, we need 54 degrees. For a square or rectangle, of course, you need to set it to 45 degrees. When setting up the table saw to cut the sides for the triangle pencil box, you kind of run into a little problem. You can't tilt the table saw blade past 45 degrees. So you kind of have to approach it from a different angle. Instead of cutting the board flat, you'll have to turn it vertically and tilt your table saw so it's at 30 degrees. And that'll create that sharp angle cut that you need for the triangle pencil box. Alright, I've got the table saw blade tilted 60 degrees from the table, which is 30 degrees from the fence. But you can see I can't use the regular table saw fence because it's going to be way too dangerous. If I try to start cutting this board, it's just going to fall down into the gap and get jammed. So I'm going to use a 90-degree jig and clamp my board to the jig and use that to hold it while I make the cut. At this point, I can slide the fence over until the jig touches the blade, and that would allow me to chop the whole corner off the board. But what I'm going to do is back that off about halfway, and that will allow me not to cut so much off the corner of the board, which will make the inside of the triangle a little bit bigger. Plus, it's going to allow me an extra detail on the corners. Alright, I cut all the bevel angles on the side pieces, and I put my zero clearance insert back on my table saw and set the blade back to 90 degrees. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut all the pieces to length, and then I'm also going to show you a couple of different ways you can add a bottom. One is to insert it into some dados inside the pencil box, and another one is to glue the top of the pencil box onto a base. For the triangle, the pentagon, and the hexagon boxes, I'm raising the table saw blade just a little bit so that I can cut dados into these side pieces to hold in the bottom. I'm going to use a regular sheet of paper to put over the opening of each box and use my finger to make a crease, and then I can draw an outline that I can use for a template to cut the bottom pieces. For the rectangle box, I'm going to cut 2 pieces of maple that I can glue together to make a base for the box. I suggest finishing the inside surfaces before you glue it together, and Post-it notes are great for masking off the glue surfaces. I'm using glue and blue tape to assemble the boxes. The blue tape holds them together while it dries, and it also applies a little bit of clamping pressure. While I'm assembling the boxes, subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell if you haven't already. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these pencil boxes, and let me know if you have any questions or suggestions as well. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.